Hello and welcome back to Big Nostalgia. I am Phil.
And I'm Vicky.
And this is a podcast where we take the games from our childhood. This season it is the GameCube and Wii eras. And then we kind of dissect them, we disseminate them, we look at their gameplay, we look at their design, how are they developed, what quirks do they have, what kind of audio-visual design do they use, and do they stand the test of time? These games that we played as kids, would we still play them today, and how have they aged when we look back at them? Today we are looking at what was, I think at the time of its release, a massive game, but are we going to reflect on that way when we talk more about it? Because we're looking at the Wii game, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So this was the first console. Vicky's doing the facts for this one. I'm not going to start talking about the stuff I know about the game. She's probably about to say it. Anyway, I'm going to hand over to Vicky.
So, New Super Mario Bros. Wii is a 2D Mario platformer for the Wii and the 10th game in the Super Mario series. It came out on the Wii in November 2009 disc, and the Wii U was a downloadable content. It also came out on the Nivea Shield in December 2017, but as we know, it was just in China. Now, I don't know what you think about this game. I always really enjoyed it. It had a really kind of standard Mario game feel. The storyline to it was, Mario, Luigi, Yellow Toad and Blue Toad were celebrating Princess Peach's birthday. And as you know, all the Bowser Jr. miscellaneous characters jump out the cake, steal Peach, and off they go. Standard sort of Mario storyline. Can't really go wrong with it, to be fair.
Bowser's kids who are not canonically his children anymore, apart from Bowser Jr.
I know. I don't really know where the rest of the Bowser Jr. team fit in the Bowser Jr. Maybe they're just his buddies, but they're kind of just called like
the Koopalings.
Yeah, so they're like all Koopas. I kind of like the Koopa Bros, but I always thought the Koopa Bros were actually like brothers, so...
Yeah, no, in many respects, it's stranger now that the Koopalings are not Bowser's children, because where did he find all these children?
Basically, he's going around different universes saying, do you want to team up? You look kind of like someone who could be my child.
That's the multiverse movie that's inevitably going to come out at some point.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, as I said, it's a follow-up to the new Super Mario Bros. And of course, there has been a new Super Mario Bros. Wii U out on the Wii U. So, it's a very kind of like follow-on game. Do you remember, though, what came out abilities-wise on this version of the Super Mario Bros. Wii?
So we're talking about power-ups?
Power-ups, yeah.
That's the propeller hat?
Yep.
Penguin suit?
Yep.
Ice flower?
Yep.
Were there any more, like, ones that new ones? Because obviously you got, like, the fire flower.
Yeah. No, you've got them. The new power-ups specifically were the propeller mushroom and the penguin suit. But, of course, the ice flower, that was actually available in an earlier game. So this one was specifically the propeller mushroom and the penguin suit. What did you think of those power-ups?
I thought, like the penguin suit was fun on the levels that were, like, made for it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's kind of pointless as a general sort of...
Yeah.
Ability. It hasn't really shown its head since, either.
No, because when you play Mario Maker, the power-up that you get in this theme is the propeller hat.
And I think that is a more useful tool, because there's a lot of levels where the propeller hat is handy, whereas, as you said, penguin suit, outside of an ice level, it's just kind of like a waddle. Also,
like, a propeller hat is like a flying one that doesn't also, like, potentially break your game. Because, like, in Mario World, you could do... once you got up to your high speed, you could just fly the cape pretty much the whole level distance. And, like, the raccoon tail could take you quite high and quite far along. Whereas the propeller is, like, it's, like, balanced in that, like, it sends you straight up, basically. So there's stuff you can do with it, but it's not like you're going to bypass an entire level's challenge with it. No, that's true. So do you remember how many worlds
How many levels in New Super Mario Bros. Wii?
How many levels?
Yeah.
Well, there's 8 worlds, because there's always 8 worlds.
Yeah.
How many levels? Well,
Yeah.
was there like a special zone afterwards? Was there any post-game?
No. I think it was just like kind of the butt end of it.
I don't know, like 8 worlds times 6 levels each, so 50?
Because I knew you'd know how many worlds there is. 76 levels.
Ah, okay.
There are 76 levels in the game. Critics have noticed that the game emits a Super Mario World vibe, where the original was more akin to the Super Mario Bros. 3. So they do develop the sort of differences between each of the new Super Bros. Games, which I think is pretty cool. If we move on to development, it was a Nintendo Entertainment Analyst and Development developed the game. The director was Shigeru
Miyamoto.
No. Shiguchi Azuki. Asuke. Azuki?
Azuki? Is that what it says?
I always apologise for my pronunciation of the Japanese names in these. Producers were Tashiki Tezuka and Hajiro Kashimuri. And of course, the inspiration of this game came from Shigeru Miyamoto wanting a more multiplayer game, but the problem they were having in the Super Mario 64 DS and the new Super Mario Bros. Was the technical limitations. So, for example, if you've ever played Super Mario 64 DS, you do have multiple players available, but you play them one at a time, whereas, of course, Shigeru Miyamoto really wanted that sort of fighting against each other sort of element, which, of course, he was able to do with the Super Mario Bros. And, of course, now the Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Yes, and it's also like it was a lot more limited what you could do in New Super Mario Bros. Like it was just single stages and things like that. Like you weren't able to like play full levels.
No, you weren't. Also, of course, some of the characters that they debated as the third and fourth member of the team was, of course, Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Luigi, but they decided on choosing two very background sort of characters, just the Toads, as it meant that there'd be less, they wouldn't have to have such a rota, because of course if you involve, say, Peach and Daisy, then there'll always be people asking for Waluigi, Wario and Donkey Kong and all that sort of stuff. So they decided to keep it very simple, just the main two bros with two Toads as extra players.
Which is weird because it didn't stop at people asking for those extra characters.
No.
And in fact, those Blue Toad and Yellow Toad now have their own fan bases. Like,
I know.
When, what was it, Mario Maker came out and they replaced the Yellow Toad with Toadette, which I think is a good change. There was like a campaign of like, bring back Yellow Toad. And it was like, okay, I guess if that's the one that you always played, maybe you had siblings and stuff, or just you and your friends, you always played that one, you can get attached, but...
I don't specifically see any difference play through value to Yellow Toad over Blue Toad, but, each to their own. Some
Blue
people
Toad got to stay, so, Blue Toad clearly is better. Well,
some people prefer Luigi over Mario, so, some people are heathens, really, so...
So you're saying you're like... You Blue Toad gang? Are you like... You're in Camp Blue Toad?
I suppose by loving Mario, yeah, I suppose I'm Camp Blue Toad.
Yeah.
Just by default. So, of course, this title was the first to have the Super Guide mode, which, of course, was Luigi. So, of course, you'd go onto a level, you'd do it once or twice, and if you failed both times, you'd get an option of seeing it played through by a Luigi controlled by the computer. Now, the interesting thing was that it was a flagship. This whole game was a flagship for something called the Super Guide that came out in June 2008 with there was 3 elements to the Super Guide. There was the game where if you got stuck in the game, you'd watch the walkthrough. There was a digest, which the watchers develop the gameplay, and then you can join in when you want to, so you can watch them play the game how it's supposed to be, but you can be like, that bit, once we get past this bit, I can get involved. And then there was a scene menu, which was straight to a specific part in the game. So that would just fast track you along. So, of course, in this was for the Super Guide, they used the digest bit, which meant that you could watch the little Luigi basically play the game and go in whenever you wanted. But of course, once you were in the game, you couldn't then jump out again. You had to play the rest of it. Now, of course, getting to the end of a level using the Super Guide would give you a star, but it'd be a green star. So, of course, you'd always be wanting to go for that Mario perfection, doing it on your own without any computer help. Since then, they've developed that premise quite a lot. For example, in Super Mario Galaxy, they now have Luigi as an extra playable character, and Luigi is used in a lot of games to kind of show people if you're having problems with certain levels, a kind of like help along, kind of foot up sort of thing. It was kind of taken well and not well, because a lot of hardcore gamers say, I don't need help playing this game, I can just do it myself. But I suppose it's that element that Nintendo games are more based towards children or people who are starting out gaming, so they might need a bit more support. What do you think on all of that?
If you don't need the help, then just don't use it.
Yeah, I suppose
exactly.
So.
It's like the people who get mad when a game includes an easy mode. Just don't do easy mode then. Well done, you're very good at the game. Just play the harder mode. Like you said, it's good for accessibility, and they did find creative ways to use it. Like there's Mario Galaxy 2 had like the Luigi ghosts, which then would like either you could race them or they like show you secrets and stuff, but also had like and it's always like, and like the invincible modes that some of the games have where you could just play but you're invincible, and again you get like you get something that like represents that you beat it but not like properly, so you're kind of encouraged to go back and do it. So I think it's good because it means that we both can like remember the levels in old games where when we were kids, that's where we typically would just restart them and play them again.
Yeah.
Like it was what was it? It was not being able to swim down to the bottom of Clanker's cavern and raise the whale in Banjo-Kazooie. It was like that was too hard. So therefore we just start again and play back through Mumbo's Mountain and Treasure Trove Cove. Or in Mario 64, it was typically around the middle, and then Zelda, it was like the Forest Temple or the Water Temple.
No, exactly. So it really depends on the type of gamer you are and but I never really saw any harm in it like you. It was just, it was nice to be added, and yeah, this was their kind of flagship for all of it. It was interesting to find out that they had 3 different ways of looking at it, because I didn't really consider in depth a supportive role in a game and how the different ways that you can implement it.
I didn't realise it was in this game it was introduced, because I knew about it in the later games. But maybe it's because we mostly played this one like co-op, and that was more for like single player, because like we played through this a lot together.
Yeah, so we never had to really think about the Luigi thing, because of course, you know, if one of us died, we'd end up in a bubble and pop, you know, we kind of worked together as it. There was also, there was a thing called Free Fall, which was in this game, which Free Fall is a multiplayer only mode that is selectable from the game's main menu. Every course from the main game is selectable in this mode, although the worlds have been beaten once in the main game in order to play them in the free-for-all. This mode is very similar to the main game, but there's no midway points, and on the end of the level, a number of points each character has received is seen. However, unlike the coin battle, the characters does not say happy phrases after winning, and the number of times each player won is also not seen. Additionally, all the players manage to get to the flagpole. The level is marked on the level selection menu with a gold frame, and the words team finish will be seen above for about a second. If not all players manage to reach the flagpole, it will be marked with a silver frame and the words clear will be seen instead. I always thought, as this was really promoted as a multiplayer game with all the different, with the 4 playable characters, I always thought this was quite a nice little added extra to, once you've done the main storyline, to kind of like challenge you and be competitive, but not like Mario when the winner's wearing the gold crown sort of competitive, because that's an annoying sort of competitive,
antagonistic,
that's just kind of,
almost.
And when you're like on different levels and you're basically like, yeah, you got all these points, boo, you got all those points. I only say this because I'm normally in the boo section, but
you're thinking of Shovel Knight now.
I am thinking of Shovel Knight. Boo, Shovel Knight. And then you get thrown in the dungeons. I mean, just for not getting enough points.
Hey, it's a party dungeon.
That's true. I did make it the party dungeon. I spent so much time down there. It had to be the party dungeon.
Yeah, you gotta like start improving stuff. Like,
so I think it was a nice way of trying to introduce competitiveness without going full kind of like, haha, you suck. Whereas, of course, some people prefer a bit more kind of like, I'm the winner sort of. What do you prefer in your multiplayer sort of gameplay?
I think it depends who you're playing with, really. It'd be nice if you could just toggle it on and off.
Oh, okay. Make it a bit more flexible.
Yeah, because like there's some people where I'd be like, yeah, no, we're going to get... I'm going to throw you off kind of thing. Other people, you just want to kind of get through it. And I think as well is that this game had like what other games have not included since in like different series when they've tried to do this. Is like you just bounced off each other. Yeah. And like in some of the more difficult levels, your biggest problem was usually the other people playing with you more than the actual obstacles.
Yeah. Although if you use the bouncing technique to its fullest, then someone could play, quote unquote, the Yoshi character, sacrifice himself for the bigger jump, and because of that bubble system, you'd literally just be like, help me, and then pop, you're back in the game. So yeah. I did like that bubble system. I thought that was quite handy. And to be fair, on the harder bits, where having more than multiple players would be more of a hindrance, I think we definitely abused that to the best of our advantage.
The problem was it started to become like an instinct thing, like when you're in trouble. But if it wouldn't stop like the last person from becoming a bubble. No. And so if all of you became bubble, the game was just like, well, I don't know what happens now. You all lose.
You're all losers, basically. So earlier on I said about the different levels and how many levels there was. The worlds. Now, you know that there's 8 worlds. Name those worlds.
Well, like the themes.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, we were wrong. There is more than 8 worlds.
So there is some post-game.
There is some post-game. That is my bad. I'm very sorry. There is post-game. So how many worlds is there?
Well, 9. You just said there was a post-game.
Okay, yeah, well, 9. And of course, there was what called World Coin, the multiplayer-only world. Oh, yeah, which I said in the free-for-all bit. So that doesn't really count. So out of the 9 worlds, what are our themes?
So you've got, what, the plains? Like the grasslands? Whatever you want to call it.
Well, technically, it's called Princess Peach's Kingdom.
Fine. The grass one that always starts. The desert.
Yep.
The beach.
Yep, you've got a beach. It's called Water World.
The swamp.
Jungle World.
Fine, yeah. There's the ice world because of the penguin suit.
Frozen World.
The cliff top world, like the heights, is World 7.
World 6 is the rock world.
Okay, yeah, that's like mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
How many have I listed?
You've listed 6 so far.
Obviously lava world is the last one.
Lava, well, no, it's number 8. There's number 9.
Number 9 is Star Road or whatever. It's like
it's basically the shape of a star, and you just have to go through each level as you come to it.
Yeah.
So World 7 was Cloud World.
Of course. Duh. I was thinking, which of the Mario staples have I not said yet?
So, of course, we've also mentioned the 4 main players, which is Mario, Luigi, Yellow Toad and Blue Toad. And supporting, we've mentioned Princess Peach, the fact that you have a Yoshi. What are the 3 other coloured Yoshis that are shown in this game?
The 3 other coloured Yoshis.
So you've got your standard green Yoshi.
Oh, right.
And there's 3 other Yoshis in there. What are the other colours?
Red, blue and yellow.
Not red.
Not red. Blue and yellow?
Blue, yellow and pink.
Pink. Okay.
3 alongside the green one. Obviously Toad was in there. And then there was something called the Jumbo Ray. Do you remember the Jumbo Ray?
Is that just a big stingray that you have to ride?
Yeah. Jumbo Rays are a type of manta that first appear in the new Super Mario Bros. Wii. These rays are green and wear a pair of swimming goggles.
I definitely don't remember that.
They have the ability to leap and fly through the sky, so Mario and company can stand on them as platforms until they disappear into the fog.
Okay, so that's pretty standard for Mario because it was like dolphins and Mario World and stuff. But do not remember the manta rays.
Yeah, but of course they have developed them in later Mario games, as in the little mini games, and of course those manta ray levels that you can get in Mario Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to quirks of the game, I've got to admit, I do like a good quirk. I mean, everyone likes a good quirk. The new Super Mario Bros. Wii, for example, was the first 2D platformer Super Mario title on the home console since Super Mario World on the SNES.
Yeah.
Which is a while. I thought that was pretty cool.
You know, the gap between, and I think this is right, it's the gap between the original New Super Mario Bros. On the DS and Super Mario World is now smaller than the gap between that game coming out on the DS and today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, as a promotional tool, trading cards were released to promote the game's characters. They have featured, obviously, the characters, the enemy, the items, and the levels from the game. Each booster pack contains 4 regular cards, 1 of each tips and tricks, and some fun tats, apparently. So you could be the coolest kid in the playground with your Super Mario cards. I thought that was a nice little nod because, of course, Nintendo started off as a trading card company. So I thought out of all the sort of promotional ways that they could use, that was a good one.
And they've used cards a few times over the years like that, and it's always just a little bit of neat promotion, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they always kind of go back to roots with that, and I suppose it's a good way of getting out the characters and getting out a bit more of the game into the wider audience.
Yeah.
Another quirk is what they were planning to do was Princess Peach was going to be a playable character, and the Mega Mushroom was going to be a power-up. Pink Yoshi was going to be a red Yoshi, and Light Blue Yoshi was just going to be blue Yoshi. There was going to be no Ice Flower, and Mini Mushroom could be attained via Roulette Block. There was also going to be a chicken suit power-up, but it was replaced with the penguin suit. And King Bill's had a death animation that went unused.
Huh.
So, so it would have been cool to... But as I said earlier, they had some problems with choosing certain... I know, right? They haven't used that one since, and I think it'd have a good little, floatability. Because, of course, penguins aren't flying birds, are they?
Yeah, well, I guess they'd kind of almost like hover, almost like a Yoshi, kind of like flutter along for a bit before dropping a chicken. Like a cuckoo. Cuckoo carried by Link.
Yes. Oh my goodness, imagine that crossover.
Imagine Link carrying Mario dressed as a chicken to fly.
Yes. You distracted me then. But I suppose the way the propeller suit is, of course, it goes straight up, and the way it flutters down is a bit like the cuckoo would with Link anyway. So maybe that's where some of the inspiration of the propeller suit came from.
Yeah, maybe it was one power-up and they split it in two. Maybe the chicken could fly and kind of slide. I don't know why a chicken would slide. But they were like...
Cha-cha slide, chicken slide.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yes. The game's box artwork, along with other images, was used in the Nintendo 3DS demo at the E3 in 2010, and later reused in the Puzzle Swap game in the Street Pass Me Plaza application for the same console. So, of course, a lot of the artwork being used over different elements of the Nintendo franchise.
Yep.
This is the first of 2 games released outside of Japan and South Korea to feature the different coloured game box. Second being Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. The box of the new Super Mario Bros. Wii is red, and as opposed to most other Wii games, with a whiter box.
I remember.
Interesting, quirky facts about the boxes.
And I think Mario and Sonic at the 2012 Olympics was gold. It was yellow, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
We didn't own it. I just remember seeing it.
Which was a nice little touch, but different from Japan.
Yeah.
On the cover of the game disc, the side opposite, with the part that reads the console, Mario, Luigi, Blue Toad and Yellow Toad are positioned in the same way that the buttons on the European and the Japanese SNES controllers are.
Huh. That is like a cute little reference, isn't it?
Definitely. So, another, I told you I love a bit of quirkiness. Another quirky that came with the game was the current Mario and Luigi's voice actor, Charles Martinet, originally stated that this game is his favourite Mario game of all time. His new favourite Mario game now is Super Mario Maker. But at the time, this was his favourite Mario game.
He's a very wholesome individual.
If Mario gains 99 lives in this game, what happens? Do you know?
Wait, if you get... Oh, is it 99 or 999?
99.
He takes his hat off, doesn't he?
Yep, he will lose his cap.
Yeah.
Poor Mario. His head will get cold.
Yeah, but it's fine. If he dies, he's got a few more chances.
In the new Super Mario Bros. U, the new Super Luigi U, and their Nintendo Switch port, Yellow Toad and Blue Toad's in-game voices are swapped compared to this game. However, their voices in the menus and character selection screens are still the same as in this game. In Super Mario Maker 2, New Super Mario Bros. U style, Toad's voice are a combination of both of them.
They have different voices.
Yeah, that's the thing that got me from that quirk. I was just like, hold the phone. But of course, if you are a Team Yellow Toad camp, you'd definitely know the difference. You'd be like, nope, that is a Blue Toad voice.
What, in case you're hunting for them in the wild?
Shh, I'm hunting toads.
Hello. Oh no, that's a blue toad. We don't want to find a blue toad.
So this game was the 4th best-selling Wii game worldwide, and the 2nd best Mario. Which one was the first best Mario game?
As in, like, most sold?
Best-selling, yeah, Mario game on the Wii.
Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah, gotta love a bit of Mario Kart Wii. But this sold over 30 million copies.
Ooh.
So, not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Sorry, the 4th best-selling Wii game, not worldwide. 4th best-selling Wii game.
No,
but,
it was the
yeah.
4th best-selling Wii game worldwide, but not the 4th best-selling game of all time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But to be fair, no, not unfortunately. It's an okay game.
Yeah, like, I think the name New Super Mario Bros. Became a little bit ironic over time, because they've now made 4 games in that series that, like, the exact same art style and things like that, and I'm not sure. I don't know, it's difficult to say whether they're going to make another game like it now that Mario Maker exists.
Mario Maker has taken a lot of things off the cards, hasn't it? It really it's opened the world. Basically, the developers and the producers and everything like that got sick and tired of trying to come up with a new world. So they basically went, here are basically the tools to do it, do it yourself. And it's been taken so well, definitely with the online ability, that games like this are losing not exactly their meaning, but a little bit of their, like...
Well, if you could buy a Mario Maker game and get, like, hundreds of thousands of levels, obviously some of them are going to be just rubbish.
But a lot harder and, like, a lot more challenging and a lot more unique.
And you can go through the different styles from, like, the original to World to New Super Mario Bros. To, what is it, the Super Mario 3D World is in the latest one. Like, I don't know what kind of thing they could do in a sequel that would make me be like, I want to buy that. Because I'm going to be honest, like, I remember enjoying alright this game. Like, it was fun, I think, when I played it as, like, a kid. But the other day, I think it's a few months ago now, I picked up New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS. It was just really boring. Like, it was very, very standard, like, predictable Mario game. Like, whereas I think maybe Mario Maker's just made it, like, the cat's out of the bag now. Like, there's so much more you can do with it.
Well, then, the reception of this game when it first came out, GameSpy gave it a 4.5 out of 5, saying, if you have friends who enjoy video games, this is the one to play together. So that's kind of a very broad sort of level of judgment. I mean, Eurogamer gave it a 9 out of 10 and said, who knew that, locked in the time-honoured traditions of Super Mario Bros., one of the greatest co-op games ever was waiting to get out. So apparently they really dug this game.
This game is kind of iconic because it was the first co-op main series Mario game, you know?
Also, games like Super Mario Maker couldn't have been made without the content from games like this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is like an important part of Mario's history. And and this is like the culmination of them wanting to do a proper co-op Mario game for like, you know, since they'd invented Mario basically, and they finally managed to realize it. I just like, I don't know, like I got New Super Mario Bros. U and I don't think I ever beat it. But then it could simply be that when I played New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I was the right age for it. And
that might
literally be it. I mean, I enjoy Mario Maker, but Mario Maker, because it is user-generated content, will have levels for every like skill set and difficulty, and the gimmick levels and the ones that are just music. Like, it's just how things have progressed.
A bit more random. I mean, when you think of all the Mario games that have been out there and the sort of designs and layouts and stuff like that, everyone's going to have a favourite Mario game. Some people are going to prefer the whole exploring different worlds and collecting stars and stuff like that in a more kind of adventuring sense, whereas a 2D is more of a kind of like you get from A to B, flagpoles involved or castled or whatever. This one, I think, in the whole range of Mario games, is a standard Mario game. Like, I enjoyed it. I think I was the right age to enjoy it, as you said. It was a great way to play on the Nintendo Wii with brothers, siblings, sisters, whatever. But I just don't think now, with all the games that have come out since, every single time a new game like this comes out, is always topping what the last game could do. For example, the new Super Mario Brothers Wii U, and of course the new Luigi Wii U, which I don't know why you'd play. It kind of got lost in the horde, which is this sort of game premise. And as we've said, with the Mario Maker, you've got so many different varieties up there being made just from fans and the joy of being a fan. I'm not really sure whether it has much play anymore, really. And to be fair, I if I sat down and played it today, I'd have a good time, but you know, it wouldn't be high on my list to play.
No. My opinion for a while has been that if they want to make another Mario platformer, they need to do another redesign. But the thing is, Mario's design is so like fixed in all of his appearances now.
And very iconic, very kind of like, it's been the same for a very long time, to be fair.
Yeah.
They kind of found a face and they liked it and they stuck with it.
Because when you look, and again, like comparing to the different styles, in quotes, you can play on Mario Maker, like three of those styles, for all of those styles except for the new Super Mario Bros. One, have only existed in one game. And then I guess you can argue that Super Mario 3D World is similar to Super Mario 3D Land, but that wasn't co-op and that was a handheld game. What I mean is, like, they kind of need to redesign, they need to remake it to make it fresh again, if they're going to do that. I think New Super Mario Bros. 3, or if they do it the handheld route, or New Super Mario Bros. I don't think they're going to do one on the Switch, because there's Mario Maker. New Super Mario Bros. Switch 2, I don't know. I think they just need to do something really different with the series, otherwise it's just not worth doing. And that's saying as someone that really enjoys Mario.
Really enjoys Mario. Although, which would you say was the most, if you had to choose between the cat suit or the penguin suit, which ridiculous new suit would you say was more usable?
The cat suit.
Yeah, because it's a bit more universal over gameplay, isn't it? The penguin suit was very limiting.
Oh, well, yeah, it's like you say, like, the cat suit had a way of climbing the walls, it had an attack, and it just had a dive as well, so it's just a bit more useful overall.
I've got to admit, the penguin suit kind of goes for me in the same value of the frog suit. Now, I never disliked the frog suit, it was very handy in a water level, but outside the water level, that doesn't really bring much to the table.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of suits like that over the Mario years. Yeah, that's basically a new Super Mario Brothers Wii. I hope you've enjoyed joining us for this video. Please let us know what you think of this game. It might have been your favourite Mario 2D platform of all time. Might have never played it. Please comment below. I'm really glad that you've joined us again for chatting about another fun game.
Are you #Team Blue Toad or #Team Yellow Toad? Let us know.
Are you gonna start like a fight here? Are you gonna I think you're going to create something here if you're not careful.
Gonna split our fan base in half.
Some of them will never listen to us again
Because
based on whether we like the blue toad or the yellow toad.
Well, your ship has sailed. You said you like blue toad.
I know, right?
Half the people stopped listening at that point.
You have to like the yellow toad just to kind of keep that fan base there.
But yeah, no, thank you very much for listening. Next week is Mario Kart Wii, which is why I knew the answer to Vicky's question earlier as to what Mario game sold more. So we'll be talking about that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be more stuff to talk about. I've enjoyed revisiting. There's lots of stuff there I just didn't know about New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
There was a lot more in Super Mario Bros. Wii that I think people give credit for, but if you look at each individual game of the Mario series, it each brings something new to the table every time. Now that new thing might be something that they roll with for future generations of the game, and some of it might just stop the buck there. Like having the helpful mode has been something that they've kept developing and making available in more than 2D premises, whereas the penguin suit, as we know, hasn't really gone anywhere. So it is interesting. People watching this, I don't know, or people like thinking about watching this might think, oh, new Super Mario Bros. What's really new going to be brought to the table? But it's a surprising amount of stuff that they keep adding and trying out in their different series, which I think are really good.
Yeah. No, I agree. If I'm sounding complacent, it's just because I think there's a lot more life in this than possibly sometimes it gets given credit for.
Yeah.
And yeah, good game.
Good game. If you want to have any latest updates on our channel, you can also follow us on Twitter, ABK.
ABK Studios.
For any latest updates about videos and whatnot. I've been Vicky.
I've been Phil, and yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for joining us. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Join us next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.